this video contains very bad stuff of Naruto. This video also contains the cruelty of human nature. So if you guys detest that, please don't click on. Please exit the video right now. Please don't have an ego like Sasuke Uchiha, who is jealous of Naruto just surpassing him and goes to Orochimaru to have his ass licked. Please, you have been warned. What's up, Motobrass? It's Special God here, and welcome to part 2 of What If Naruto Had Immortality. So the previous video got like 100 plus views, and I think it was given great appreciation. So here is part 2. So just before I go to this video, again a fair warning: this is not a video for the faint for heart. The series is not a video for the faint for heart. So if you guys don't like the genre of abuse, or no one likes the genre of abuse, right? If you detest the genre of abuse, or if you are if you detest the genre of abuse or that kind of stuff, just please leave. But if you are okay with it to see the final results, you're not okay with it, that means you're happy with it or something, you just can tolerate it, no? So anyways, exactly, yeah, I know I'm blabbering a lot, but anyways, so this is part 2 of, but just before I go, I just want to say you guys that I'm just trying to expand my YouTube channel to much bigger length instead of just doing anime what ifs, meaning that I would go to the Arrowverse. If you guys don't know what Arrowverse is, it's basically the CW version of DC universe. The CW version is like a TV channel, I think so. Yeah, it is a TV channel studio. But anyways, so there are many series containing in this Arrowverse, that being Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Batgirl, and some things which I forgot. And after the Arrowverse and Marvel MCU and other series which I watched, which is a lot, by the way. But I would mostly stick towards anime because that's what my main channel, what this channel is mostly comprised of. But if you guys like me doing things, want me to do things outside of the animes, well, you guys just tell in the comments below, and I will do it. I already have 2 to 3 what ifs ready for that. If you guys want to just tell me, I'll just do it. That being, what if what if for an Arrowverse, a what if for Marvel, and a what if for DCEU. Not DCEU particularly, but what if for Teen Wolf. If you guys don't know, that was my first non-anime, no, the first TV show that I really did in this what if, but I cancelled it. Most of my videos are cancelled, but I'll redo when I get the chance. After I complete the ongoing series, you just guys have to wait for a bit. I know many of you guys want what if Goku married Android 18, but I have a full reboot ready of that. The scripts are better than what I did before because my narration is better than what I did before. But anyways, it's kind of difficult to narrate Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I'm blabbering. Anyways, so just watch this video, and if you guys like this video, just do this. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get watching. So the story starts off with Team 7 getting graduated, that being Kakashi Hatake graduated Team 7 to an official genuine team. Their team is Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto Uzumaki, Namikaze, but he doesn't know it is Namikaze. But anyways, Naruto 1 month would pass, but I would say the 1 month progress later, because I think it would be much better when I say it later. So anyways, the 1 month would pass, and the group would catch Tora, the cat, who would terrorize the normal Genins because she would run away over and over again. Yeah, they would catch Tora and give it to the Hokage, and the Hokage would give them the next mission. But instead of Naruto complaining about it, I think Sasuke would, because, well, Yeah, because Sasuke was also irritated about these lowly missions, except for he didn't have the courage to do it, or he didn't have the time to do it because Naruto jumped in. Otherwise, I think Sasuke would have told Hiruzen to just give him some C rank missions. But anyways, Sasuke would ask Hiruzen about C rank missions, and Hiruzen, after looking at Naruto, would sigh and accept because, well, regret of Hiruzen that that Naruto's become like this, a guy who wants to die. He thinks he should call Jiraiya, but that's for later. So, anyways, the gang would get the C rank mission of Tazuna, and Tazuna would complain about these Genins being his escort team, and he would also, what do you say? Not laugh, tease Sakura, because Sakura is the shortest one instead of being Naruto, and she has weird pink hair, which is very uncommon for anyone. Blonde hair is not that uncommon, but still, it's uncommon. Anyway, after that, the team would accept the mission, and the next day, the team would depart from Konoha, and Naruto would be a little like excited, just a small amount of, not like it's like 0.01 or 1%, whatever you call it. He's excited instead of being bored like he usually is, like leaving the village, just seeing what it is, what the world is. So anyways, after going a little further, Naruto, the group would come across a puddle, and Naruto would instantly sense that something is wrong, but he wouldn't react because, well, why would he? He just wants to die, and he doesn't care about his teammates. Exactly. I wanted to put this on. He doesn't care about his teammates. Anyways, Naruto and the group would pass the puddle and then the demon brothers, the demon brothers, I forgot what their name was, but the demon brothers would come off and use their, what is it called? The grappling hook? No. The chains that they have in their hands, yeah. The chains, and they would kill Kakashi, but Naruto would instantly figure out that Kakashi is still alive, and then but they were able to kind of hurt Kakashi. Maybe they can kill him, maybe. So he jumps in front of them and tells them to kill him, which confuses Tazuna, but Sakura and Sasuke just help. Face palm, and Kakashi was sitting there also face palms. The demon brothers get overconfident and use their chains to wrap around Naruto, but then the chains just broke off from Naruto's body. His body is that much durable that the chains just broke off. After that, Naruto gets pissed that they thought that they could kill him, and they said that they were going to kill him, but since they didn't, Naruto gets pissed, disappears, appears behind them, and smashes their head into each other. Now he uses so much force that they smash their head into each other, and it explodes. Smashing their head into each other to the point the head explodes. Both the Chunin brothers are dead, and Sakura is horrified. But well, someone killing someone, but Naruto is just wiping his hands of the blood because he doesn't want blood in his hands. He doesn't want literally. He doesn't want blood in his hands, not metaphorically. He doesn't want blood in his hands literally. And Sasuke is kind of shooken, but not that much. Tazuna is shaking, but that's when Kakashi would come in and would tell them about suspicions of Tazuna getting targeted, and since there's no demon brothers to interrogate, Kakashi is still questionable about what is going on. But I think Kakashi would be intelligent enough to figure out that people are coming behind him to kill people are coming behind Tazuna to kill him. So Kakashi would decide to not go this, but with Sasuke, literally, we are gonna do this instead of Naruto. Naruto is just shrugging off. He doesn't care. He just wants to die. He doesn't care. And plus, he doesn't care, but he wants to do this. Maybe he can die in this mission. So yeah. So 2 votes, and Sakura just goes and follows Sasuke, and the Team 7 continues their mission. So after they are going out to the pond, the lake with Tazuna's friend, helping them. Naruto senses something, and he turns around, and that's when Kakashi tells them to duck down, and Tazuna, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi duck. But Naruto does. He just stands there, And Kakashi, thinking that Naruto's an idiot, just pulls him down, which pisses Naruto off a lot because he thought he was going to die, and he was a small amount of happiness. He has a smaller amount of happiness, but Kakashi had to take it away. So, anyways, Sasuke, everyone would get up, and Zabuza would jump in, and he would have those whole interaction with Kakashi, and Kakashi showing his Sharingan. Now here Sasuke wouldn't have like an extreme reaction like he did in canon, because I'll explain why later, a little later. But after that, Kakashi would decide that he would fight Zabuza with Naruto kind of pissed off, but Kakashi telling him to stay calm, and Naruto just does so because he wants to die. If Zabuza does a killing move, he would jump in, to die. So, anyways, Zabuza's and Kakashi's fight would go normally until Kakashi's get trapped in a water prison, and that's when Naruto's Zabuza uses the water clones to scare them, and scare them, but Naruto isn't scared, so he just walks around, and Zabuza, that's when tries to slash into Naruto with his big ass sword, but it it goes to cut Naruto's hand, but it just stops. Nobody's talking it. It's stuck into Naruto's, you could say, neck, and when Zabuza pulls it out with his entire strength, blood is not coming out. The blood is not coming out. So Naruto is pissed that this guy also can't do anything, so he just punches Zabuza, just puffing the water clone off, and Naruto is pissed because first Kakashi didn't let him die, then Zabuza wasn't enough to kill him. This all is pissed. He activates Kyuubi's chakra a little bit. He doesn't go to One Tail just yet. He just activates Kyuubi's chakra in his eye, turns slit like, and he disappears from his spot, comes in front of Zabuza in an instant and punches Zabuza right in the face, sending him flying, and Naruto catches Kakashi and throws him away, and and Naruto runs back towards the land while Zabuza gets knocked out. But that's when Haku, or the missing nin, jumps in the water and saves Zabuza and gets off. And Kakashi, who's not that exhausted because he didn't have a round 2 with Zabuza, he's still able to get up, and they go off, and they meet Tazuna and Tsunami, that's her name, Tsunami and Inari. And Team 7 decides that since Zabuza is alive, they have 1 week of training, and they will do 1 week of training, and they all go to the jungle. Now here, Sasuke challenges Naruto to a fight to the death. Naruto just shrugs it off like, sure, why not? And while Kakashi takes Sakura to do some training. Now, why the hell aren't they doing tree climbing exercise like in canon? You might be thinking, this is where I'll tell what happened during the 1 month time skip between the team graduating and the team passing, their whole true Genin test, and the team getting the mission. In this timeline, instead of like teamwork, Sasuke would always ask Naruto to fight with him to the death, because he knows that Naruto can't die for some odd reason, and he wants to know why, because maybe if he gets to know why, it might help him with Itachi's situation. But Naruto would beat the crap out of him to the point Sasuke would get knocked out. But Sasuke would be like Naruto in the situation, won't give up to beat. Sasuke wouldn't give up to beat Naruto. He's like becoming Naruto at this point. Sasuke is becoming Naruto with the not giving up situation. He would always ask, Sasuke would always ask Naruto for a spar. Naruto would beat the shit out of him, and he would get knocked out. Naruto would go so high that one time Sasuke would get so angry at one point that he would unlock his Sharingan, meaning 1 Tomoe in the left eye and 2 Tomoe in the right eye. Meaning he would unlock his Sharingan a little early, like a lot early, instead of it being in the land of waves. It is like with the 1 month gap between the true the passing of the true Genin exam and the start of the Land of Waves arc. Anyways, Naruto would still be the shit out of Sasuke, and Kakashi would train all three of them with well, the tree walking and water walking exercises. He would have a lot of trouble trying to include Naruto in this training, because Naruto doesn't want to gain power, because if he gains more power, he would just be more impossible to kill. But with but Kakashi is able to calm him down to the point where he could help him train. I don't know what Kakashi did. Maybe Kakashi did if you do this, maybe you would get more understandable about your healing power, and maybe you could stop it to the point where someone can kill you. This would motivate Naruto enough that he want to stop his regeneration power, and he would do the tree walking and water walking climbing. And since now Sasuke is trying to catch up to Naruto and stuff, though both surpassing each other, Sasuke learns the tree walking and water walking exercises much earlier and much faster. Now Sakura being left behind by both of them, except for chakra control, which she has a lot, which she is good because she has low amount of chakra, would ask Kakashi to help her, and Kakashi without helping Sasuke with the Sharingan would help her, since Naruto doesn't really need training for some odd reason. I mean, he has shadow clones, he can just beat the shit out of anyone. He needed, and now Kakashi uses Naruto as the training partner for Sasuke and Sakura, using the shadow clones, overwhelming other people, and like that. Sakura would get stronger than in canon, and I think Kakashi would not. No. Kakashi would try to teach medical ninjutsu to Sakura, because he would realize that Sasuke would get injured, and Sakura was like, Sasuke-kun. So maybe Kakashi would have decided, then Kakashi decided that, he should have that fangirl attitude a little less, and maybe teach Sakura worthy of her fangirl attitude, that being medical ninjutsu. So Sakura knows a little bit of medical ninjutsu, and her chakra is a little bit higher than in canon, but other than that, nothing else. Anyways, let's come to the Land of Waves arc, or the training, 1 week training arc, whatever. So Naruto would Sasuke would challenge Naruto with his 2 Tomoe Sharingan, not 1 Tomoe, in one eye and 2 Tomoe in another eye, just 2 Tomoe, because he has trained so much that he has unlocked 2 Tomoe in both the eyes. But anyways, Naruto would still be the shit out of Sasuke, and Sasuke would go for the kills. Instead of sparring with Naruto, he would go for the kill. Now this would improve Naruto Sasuke's accuracy for the kills, because he would take this as a life lesson to kill Itachi, and since Naruto can't die for some odd reason, and Sasuke still can't figure it for some odd reason, Sasuke just decides to use Naruto for his killing practice. Now Kakashi would try to teach Sakura the chakra fist instead of Tsunade. Early means Kakashi would teach Sakura the chakra fist, basically inducing chakra into your hands and making it stronger, like how Sakura does in her canons, Future Self, where after the 3 months, that technique. But she's still not enough for it, but she started training earlier. Maybe that might be useful. I don't know, I haven't thought about it till that yet. So anyways, Naruto would always beat the shit out of Sasuke. Sasuke would get training from Kakashi, and Sakura would also get training from Kakashi. And now Kakashi doesn't know what he wants to teach to Naruto. A jutsu, maybe not, because Naruto is beating the shit out of both of them. So yeah. Anyways, a month would pass with Sasuke interacting with Inari rather than Naruto, because Naruto really does not care about a freaking crybaby when that guy wants to die. I mean, Naruto wants to die, so why would we care about a freaking crybaby? So instead of Naruto bonding with Inari, it would be Sasuke. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it the great Sasuke bridge or some shit like that. You'll understand why. So, anyways, the Naruto and the team would be ready for the next day, and yeah, I mean for the day that the bridge, they would go anyway. So they would go to the bridge with Naruto just leaving a shadow clone because why not? They need protection, no? So Naruto would lead a shadow clone which would beat the shit out of the two Gato's thugs, and yeah, anyways, so the bridge would mostly be constructed like in canon, and Zabuza, I mean, yeah, Zabuza would still come and knock out the whole people who are building, and so yeah, Kakashi and Zabuza would have their rematch, the second rematch actually, and Naruto and Sasuke would fight Haku. And now Naruto and Haku doesn't have that interaction. It's Sasuke and Haku, because Sasuke is the one training instead of Naruto. Naruto is just beating the shit out of Sasuke and just doing his own thing, So he isn't exhausted like in canon. So it's Sasuke who interacts with Haku. It just mostly goes the same, but it gives Sasuke a lot to think about. Who he cares. Well, since he doesn't care anymore, except for maybe Naruto, because him and Naruto have this weird relationship. Not relationship, but dynamic. Even Sasuke doesn't know what it is, but he considers Naruto a friend. Because Naruto has been through so much suffering that he can kind of understand Naruto's pain. He can't fully understand Naruto's pain. He can kindly the loneliness, but that's it. He doesn't know why Naruto wants to die, because Naruto didn't even explain that. Sasuke asked it many times why Naruto wants to die, but Naruto just said that he doesn't have the will to live. So why does he not have the will to live? Sasuke doesn't have the answer to that. But anyway, Sasuke, the guy, Sasuke is most important person would be, well, Naruto. But other than that, maybe Sakura and Kakashi, but I don't know. Anyways, that's not important. Because his whole chapter is not gonna change. He still wants to kill Itachi, and that's gonna be his main goal. Instead of Naruto having this new Nindo where he's gonna protect his loved people. Yeah, Sasuke is not gonna have that. So it's not gonna change much except for Naruto. Well, it already changed, but whatever. Anyways, since both Naruto and Sasuke are in front, and Sasuke would like to fight this, masked man first, and he would ask Naruto. Naruto just shrugs off and says, "Sure, why not?" And the battle would go mostly the same way, with Sasuke dominating the fight. Both of this, first the hand-to-hand combat, and then the whole mirror sequence. But Naruto would have enough of the whole fighting, and he would jump in, and Sasuke would be overconfident because he thinks that nothing can match the Sharingan except for Naruto. And that overconfidence would lead to his downfall, and Haku would make him a pincushion, and that's when Naruto would come in, and Sasuke would just fall to the ground but not die because he isn't protecting anyone. And since Naruto is just jumping into the fray instead of previously in the fray, meaning there's no more Senbons attacking him, but Sasuke is pinned to the ground without able to move because of his overconfidence. Naruto just blinks at Sasuke and asks if he's over yet, which Sasuke begrudgingly admits because he can't take up. It's all of his chakra points are closed off, so he can't really do anything. And that's when Haku would try to kill Naruto, but it won't work. And Haku would have this whole speech about, I'm gonna become a killer, I'm gonna become a true shinobi by killing my heart and killing you. And this would intrigue Naruto. It's go on. And Haku would try to kill Naruto, yes, and Haku would try to kill Naruto, but it just won't work. The things would just stick, and when Naruto flexes his muscles, it would just bounce off. And Naruto be pissed because another one of person who couldn't kill him said that they couldn't kill him since Naruto doesn't like liars. He goes out, he brings out the Cubist chakra and destroys the ice mirrors and beats the shit out of, well, what's his name? Haku, and kills him. Meaning there's no whole Haku sacrificing for Zabuza and Zabuza redemption. Meaning Kakashi kills Zabuza, well, finishing his own task. And that's when Gato would come in and Naruto, Sasuke would get up, and after hearing this guy's the Gato, he would have an anger inside of him because him and Inari kind of bonded. Remember, as I said, and after hearing about like this Gato is a representation of Itachi, and since Sasuke hates Itachi, Sasuke would go like whole rage mode on these people, and Naruto would decide enough is enough and use shadow clones to kill everyone on the bridge. Not everyone except for like the villagers and well, Team 7, like Gato's men. Every single one of Gato's men, while Sasuke runs towards Gato and kills him, and this becomes Sasuke's first kill. I mean, Naruto doesn't count because Naruto can't die. So this becomes Sasuke's first kill. He took revenge for Inari, and it give him a small peace of mind because, well, he killed a person who represents Itachi's ideals. Because, anyways, after that the bridge would be finished constructing with many blood spilled, but whatever. The bridge would be named the Team 7 bridge instead of the Great Naruto bridge because number one, Naruto and Inari doesn't have that whole thing. It's Sasuke and Inari, and the Great Sasuke bridge is kind of trash name. And second, Team 7 did have that whole thing going on with. Team 7 did like help. So instead of Team Sasuke, instead of the Great Naruto bridge, or instead of the Great Sasuke bridge, it's just the Great Team 7 bridge. And the team would come back to Konoha, and a few days later, Kakashi would tell them about the Chunin exams, which Naruto would be a little bit interested in, because, well, maybe he might die. Who knows? So, anyways, Sasuke would decide to go and train with a little instead of like going around with a killing spree to Naruto. Naruto would just walk off with Sakura not knowing what to do, and she would follow Naruto, and that's when Naruto would bump into Kankuro and Tamari with Konohamaru, bullying Konohamaru. Now, Naruto doesn't have that relationship with Konohamaru like in canon, because I don't think Naruto would have really changed his mind about defeating Hokage or the whole Hokage speech. So yeah, he would just Naruto would tell him to put him down because it would remind him kind of his childhood, which would spark a little bit of anger. And Kankuro being Kankuro, acts all high and mighty, but that's when Gaara comes in, and since Sasuke already left, instead of following the group, Naruto and Sakura are only there. Sasuke is not there, but that's when Gaara shows his bloodlust, and this Naruto senses it, and Naruto smiles, not a normal smile, a genuine smile, a wicked smile, and Naruto unleashes his own bloodlust, and it's like a bloodlust competition between Naruto and Gaara, and Gaara slowly has a smirk on his face and slowly turns to a full-blown smile and a wicked smile. Basically, Naruto and Gaara are having a smile competition right now, and Sakura, Kankuro and Tamari are freaked out. And even Konohamaru and the Konohamaru squad is also freaked out, but except for Konohamaru, because he's thinking of Naruto as a new idol, because Naruto stepped up to him and he's challenging this guy who looks stronger than the guy who kind of tried to kill him. But anyways, Then Gaara would ask Naruto's name, and Naruto would tell his name, and Naruto would ask Gaara's name, and Gaara would tell his name, and Naruto's ready to die by this guy's hand, and Gaara's ready to kill this guy. So yeah, they have this own weird. They started this own weird rivalry, which is gonna come in next. Anyways, after that, Kakashi would give them the slip. The next day, they would come in and they would start going. And by the way, they would come to the second floor. And since Naruto has been mistreated for so long, and he has like basically Kurama's chakra running through his body right now, he's immune to genjutsu. And I mean all kinds of genjutsu, except for maybe in the Infinite Tsukiyomi and the Tsukiyomi. Maybe I haven't thought of that, but yeah, other than that, yeah, Kurana is gonna be destroyed if faced against Naruto. Anyways, just wanted to acknowledge that. So anyways, the whole stupid genjutsu trick won't work against Team 7, and they would go. But still, what's his name? Rock Lee would ask to fight Sasuke, and so yeah, Lee would challenge Sasuke, and this is a different Sasuke than in canon Sasuke. Number one, this Sasuke is much stronger than in canon Sasuke. This Sasuke has a more variety of jutsus than canon. He has already two Tomoe. Other than that, he doesn't have his overconfidence, the arrogance that he had. Because of Naruto like beating the shit out of him all the time, he realizes that there are people stronger than him in his age limit. But when Hago came in, he just thought that Naruto was the only one who's strongest against him. So that was that arrogancy. But when Haku defeated him and he acknowledged that Haku is stronger than him, he realized that there are other people who are stronger against him in his age group. So meaning when fighting against Lee, Sasuke isn't arrogant, meaning the challenges goes very differently. And due to Sasuke completely trying able to follow Lee with his two Tomoe Sharingan and his body up to standards for it, meaning the whole your reaction is better than your physical body. That kind of stuff doesn't happen, and yeah, it kinds of ends in a draw with Sasuke and since Naruto isn't, I mean, Lee isn't completely dominating the fight from start to finish. He isn't able to use the whole lotus technique. I forgot what primary lotus. Yeah, the primary lotus technique, and since he's able to jump that high, meaning it just turns out into a draw. But Naruto just disappears from his spot and comes in front of Lee and Sasuke to stop their fight because they have to go to the Chunin exam and they'll fight. Lee is shocked by Naruto's speed, and Sasuke just okay, and he closes his Sharingan and walks off. Thanking Lee for the fight, and Lee before the group goes off. Lee asks who Naruto is, and Naruto just explains that his name is Naruto Uzumaki and peace offs. And Neji, who was in the side, is shocked by Naruto's speed. He just disappeared. Even Neji couldn't follow him. And Tenten was already shocked because Naruto just came in front of hashtag Prodigy Uchiha and hashtag Speedy. Anyways, that they would go inside the room where Kakashi would warn them and congratulate them for attending the whole things. And yes, they would go inside and they would reunite with their classmates, that being Team 8, Team 10, and Team 12. I think no, Team 8 and Team 10. That's what the new tune. Yeah, and they would also officially meet with Team 12, that being Team Guy's team, and and Naruto would just doesn't care and he would stare at Gaara, which would confuse Sasuke. But that's when Sakura would tell Sasuke what happened after he left, which would intrigue. Sasuke because he didn't think there was any other person like Naruto, because why not? So anyways, the Chunin exams would begin with the first the first exam Naruto doesn't even write and doesn't even care. So he just closes up and sleeps down. Hinata tries to help him, but Naruto just doesn't listen to her because Naruto's like that. This Naruto's like that. Which kind of hurts Hinata, but she gets over it like she always does. whenever she's hurt. Anyways, after that, the teams, and since Nato's in there to hype up other Guineans, more are eliminated, but still all of them pass, and they go to the next round, that being the Forest of Death. And they are explained the rules, and they are left into the Forest of Death. And well, they don't know what to do, but Naruto decides they would just go. Naruto starts running. Okay, he starts running, and Sakura and Sasuke follow him and ask him what he's doing. He says he's gonna fight Gaara. And yeah, Naruto goes and runs up to Gaara, who's kind of killing a person right now. Anyways, so he would jump in when Gaara kills the knee flincher, and at this point, Kiba, Hinata, and Shino are all there, and seeing Naruto going to fight against Gaara, Hinata's scared as fake, and he wants to help her, but Kiba stops her just in time to see a wave going to them, and they see the Team 7 fighting against Team Suna. Now, anyways, Gaara and Sasuke Naruto would, without any words, just start fighting. Give punches upon punches, kicks upon kicks. No, punches upon punches. Anyways, Naruto would just disappear in front of him and come behind Gaara to throw a kick, which would have stopped by sand armor, but it would be a little slow. But Naruto would disappear again and come in front of Gaara and punch him into punch him into the gut, which would he would cough up some blood, which would shock Tamari and Kankuro, but they wouldn't have much time because Sasuke and Sakura would jump on them, and Tamari would fight against Sakura, and Kankuro would fight against Kankuro would fight against Sasuke. So Team 7 and Team Suna are fighting. Anyways, let's go to the first fight, that being Tamari versus Sakura. Now, due to Sakura's more useful training rather than canon, she's able to use a chakra fist a little better, but not as better as she did after the 3 years time skip. Meaning she's able to just burst out the ground, but she's able to make a little crack in them. But still, Tamari whoops his ass, and she doesn't knock her out, but yeah, but Sakura just holds her own, kind of, a little bit. But anyways, let's go to the next match, that being Kankuro versus Sasuke. Now, since Sasuke has the Sharingan, he's able to quickly identify Kankuro's puppets, the whole chakra string thing, and he's able to quickly cut down them and beat the shit out of Kankuro, and he would knock him out, and he would go and help Sakura. And that's when Sakura, who is fighting against Tamari, would be intercepted by Sasuke, who would fight against Tamari, and it would kind of go different. And since Sasuke is much stronger one, and he can copy jutsu because of his Sharingan, meaning he is able to copy 1 or 2 jutsus of what's her name, Tamari, and he's also able to use that chakra strings that Kankuro did with his own puppets, meaning Tamari is shocked that what the whole he's gonna copy my thing, and this kind of makes the distraction that Sasuke needs, and he's able to knock Tamari out. And both Sasuke and Sakura turn to look against the fight between Naruto and Gaara. So the Naruto and Gaara's fight are going much smoother, and since Naruto's finally fighting for once instead of just dodging and just punching, this is the first fight that Naruto's ever been in, actually. Second, I mean, the first fight was with Kakashi, the second fight is with Gaara. And Naruto's pummeling Gaara to the ground. No need to use gates, his base strength is enough. But Gaara gets pissed off so much that he unleashes half Shikaku, he goes to the whole cocoon thing, and Naruto, not wanting to waste time, goes into his half QB mode and punches, just one punches the Gaara's sand cocoon, and it bursts, revealing a half transformed Gaara. And Gaara, seeing Naruto and Shikaku realizes that this kid is the QB Jinchuriki because of the whole chakra thing, and we all know that Shikaku thinks that he's the strongest Biju, so he tells Gaara to kill him. But that's when Naruto would release more of his chakra, unlocking the first tails. Now, well, Sasuke would be attacked by a female woman, that being Orochimaru, but Orochimaru wouldn't be like known currently. He would like jump on Sasuke, who's just watching the battle from afar, a little bit afar. Anyways, Sakura would be thrown to the side, and Sasuke and Orochimaru would have their fight like in canon, but a lot better. And Sasuke would be able to hold a lot more. He would use his much higher variety of jutsus and a little bit of wind jutsus, which Orochimaru would be a lot impressed on. And Orochimaru, like seeing that the fight between Gaara and Sasuke, Naruto is gonna end, he well puts a curse mark on Sasuke and runs off like in canon. And since he just wanted to put the curse mark on Sasuke and also have the whole in what is called invasion plan ready, and even if Gaara loses right now, he can just tell Gaara to train a lot more for 1 month, which would gain Gaara a lot of more power. Anyways, so Orochimaru would run away with giving Sasuke the curse mark, which would knock him out. Sakura would be knocked out, and Naruto would be able to sense that fight going on while fighting with Gaara, and he would just hold off Gaara, kind of. No, he would absolutely destroy Gaara to the point that Gaara would release Shikaku. But that's when Naruto would just go into two tails. Now, as I said in the previous part, Naruto has complete control over the Kyuubi's chakra because he has complete control over his emotions, except for rage, except for like his boredom and his surprise. Everything he has under control. Happiness, he doesn't show a lot of happiness because, well, why not? So anyway, Naruto would go into two tails and he would destroy Shikaku, jumping around Jim, and he would quickly find the weakness of Gaara, and he would punch Gaara into submission, punch Gaara into awakening, and Gaara would get sucked back. Shikaku would get sucked back into Gaara, and just before sucking back, he would tell Naruto that he wouldn't. But Naruto would tell Shikaku to not cause Gaara any harm, because Naruto was able to relate to Gaara, the whole I'm gonna kill and I'm gonna die thing. And Shikaku, scared of Naruto, would accept this, and yeah, Naruto would defeat Gaara, and Gaara would beg to Naruto to not kill him, and Naruto wouldn't do it, and he would just say to train a little harder, because he wants he's only leaving Gaara to make sure that he kills him. And Gaara would accept that, and he would take his two teammates and just get lost. Yeah, and he wouldn't kill them. Instead, he would just apologize to Unconscious Conqueror and Tamari, and they would accept it, and their relationship would be better a lot earlier than in canon. Anyway, so Naruto would turn around and he would sense Kiba, Hinata, Shino, Ino, Shikamaru, Choji, what's his name? Team 7, no, Team 8, Team 10, and Team 12. Every member other than the other team. But Naruto just wouldn't care about them, and he would just pick up Sasuke and Sakura and just vanish. And the other team, seeing Naruto in action, completely destroys their spirit. Naruto, a guy who they thought was weak, destroyed one of the most strongest beings ever. One of the most he defeated a fucking monster with two tails chakra, and just the amount of chakra just shown. Hinata and Neji weren't able to open their whole Bakugan, meaning they were not able to see where the chakra was coming from. So they just think that it's just part of Naruto's chakra, who he can let it out on his own. So anyways, all the team, and Naruto would also get the scroll from Gaara, meaning he would he would take the unconscious Sakura and Sasuke to the tower, and they would pass, and he would just drop them off to the clinic, which would take care of Sasuke's whole injury. And since Sasuke Naruto already took them here, there's no the whole sound fighting, meaning Rock Lee doesn't have his ear damaged, and Sakura doesn't have her haircut. But anyways, Sasuke would wake up, and Naruto would tell Kakashi what happened, and Kakashi would seal the curse seal earlier, meaning during the fight of the third preliminary rounds, the fight would be different. Now the three fights that are gonna, the four, maybe 5 6, I don't know. Anyways, let's see. The first fight would be Sasuke and Saroi, with Sasuke dominating the fight using his Sharingan, because he has already gotten the cursed mark sealed, and since he has not had a taste of the curse mark, he doesn't know how it feels. Number 2, the fight between Gaara and Lee, which is gonna be much different. Mostly Gaara, now Lee would still unlock the gates, and Gaara would still beat the shit out of him. I mean, Lee would be the shit out of Gaara, but Gaara wouldn't use the sand coffin because he would have a great night's sleep, had a talk with Shikaku, made sure that he would not kill anybody and stuff like that. Meaning Lee wouldn't be paralyzed, but just, beaten up. The next fight is Sakura versus Ino, and Sakura dominates the fight, beats the shit out of Ino, easily winning the match. The next match would be, what's her name? Yeah, Kiba versus Naruto, and Kiba forfeits. He doesn't care. He's gonna forfeit. I mean, Kiba was like that. No, he was telling Hinata to forfeit if she faced against Gaara. So I think Kiba would forfeit as well. And after that, the most matches would be the same, and the teams would be, the fighting opponents would be mostly the same. And that's where we're gonna leave for this episode, guys. If you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe, do the necessary stuff, and if you don't, I can understand. Peace out.